We're broadcasting live from Watsonville High School today with about a dozen high school seniors and juniors who are interested in learning more about funding their college experience. And welcome to everybody, welcome to our guests, and welcome to the teachers, and welcome to the students. My name is Barry Scott. I'm the State Program Coordinator for the National Energy Education Development Project, and we are in this program sponsored by Pacific Gas and Electric in their Better Together STEM High Schools program. The STEM High School series of webinars and workshops and other offerings include STEM curriculum, energy-related curriculum. We are offering 2 workshops this year. One is past, and we'll have another one in February. Hands-on one-day teacher workshops. There are classroom robotics grants, tools, online tools mostly to explore STEM careers, industry expert speakers, paid summer internships, student scholarships. Today's feature is funding your STEM future, and we have guests from the California Student Aid Commission. Yvonne Hollingsworth, thank you for being here, and I Can Afford College, Peter Kavadeles from Ogilve will be presenting second. And to start off, I'm going to introduce. I'm sorry. Here's a slide with. We're also going to have PG&E Better Together STEM scholarships presented by Emily White, and these scholarships just open. They're for students who, well, they could be seniors if they're accepted into a college program, or current students in college. And we'll have a drawing for a door prize, and then talk about our January topic, which will be how to conduct a classroom energy audit of interest to teachers and students alike. Here's Yvonne Hollingsworth. Yvonne, welcome. You're on the call.
Thank you. I am.
Yeah, and thank you for sending your biography. You are with the California Student Aid Commission, and you administer Cal Grants, middle class scholarships, and the Chaffee Grant for foster youth, and you deliver training. Correct. And you're bilingual in English and Spanish.
Correct. Yeah.
You hold a bachelor's degree in public management in Colorado State.
That's also correct.
But you're a native of Sacramento, and you're back here helping everybody in California. I love that.
That's correct.
Well, if you're ready to go, I'm going to pass off the presenter role to you.
Sounds good.
And here we go.
Thank you. Let me get my settings going.
Okay.
And I want to just confirm that you see the full screen and not my notes page. Is that right?
It looks good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As Barry mentioned, my name is Yvonne Hollingsworth, and I work for the California Student Aid Commission. For those of you who don't know what the commission is, we are the state agency that administers all state financial aid, the biggest one of which is the Cal Grant. So today I'd like to start off by saying thank you to those of you in attendance, and in particular to the educators out there. You have the responsible role of educating and preparing our future leaders. Thank you so much for your service. So today's agenda, I'm going to give you a brief overview on the Cal Grant program, how to apply for a Cal Grant, and then I'll leave you with some resources. This is particularly important for the seniors who are probably applying or have already applied today as we speak. And if you haven't done so, well, this will give you some good information on how to do that. So the California Student Aid Commission offers 3 types, depending on the type of program you're pursuing, depending on your GPA and the demographics the financial demographic. We use all that information contained on your financial aid application, the FAFSA, to determine which of the get beneficial to you. Now, although the Cal Grant is the largest program that we offer and the most popular, we also have these other programs available for that fit these requirements. For example, middle class scholarship is a program offered by the state, and that is for incomes that are in excess of the Cal Grant ceiling. So if you don't qualify for a Cal Grant because your income is too great, well, the middle class scholarship might be appropriate for you. There's also the Chafee Grant, which is for foster youth. Those are students who were foster care students between ages 16 and 18. And then there's also the Law Enforcement Personnel Dependence Grant, which is for the spouses or dependents of police officers, firefighters who were either permanently disabled in the line of duty or who lost their lives in the line of duty. And lastly is the National Guard program, which is for active duty Guard members who are also attending school. So I mentioned the middle class scholarship, and that is for incomes in excess of the Cal Grant thresholds. So you can see on the screen here that your incomes and assets, which are two different categories, need to be equal to or less than $165,000 to qualify. And this is for students who are going to the UC or CSU and who don't have at least 40% of their tuition and fees covered by other grants or scholarships. And you can see also that this year the max amount paid out by the middle class scholarship at a UC was in excess of $5,000, and at the CSU just over $2,000. Cal Grants A and B and specs are listed on the board here. You can see that they both have different GPA requirements. They also have different income ceilings, and they are also for different types of programs. The other thing is that you'll notice that since Cal Grant B is targeting our lower income families, those are the students with the greatest financial need, and as a result, that one also comes with a greater award amount. So students are going to get the tuition and fees covered for Grant B, as well as the $1,672 towards book supplies. There's also the Cal Grant C, and this is designed for students who may not want to spend 4 years at the university, or perhaps students are interested in more of a vocational technical type of program instead of a traditional academic background. You might think of, beauticians or certified nurses aid, x-ray technicians, carpenters, that sort of thing. And I'll show you next a list of various types of occupations that the Cal Grant C would work for. This is a really, really great program because, again, for students who don't want to spend 4 years at the university, this still is going to cover the cost of the program, and over $1,000 at the community colleges that offer these programs. And these programs are specifically chosen by the Department of Labor and Statistics as being high demand and high wage fields. Take a look. So here's just a sampling of some of the types of programs that the Cal Grant C will pay for. Again, these are approved through the Department of Labor and Statistics. And so consider that if you're a student who doesn't want to do the traditional career path at the college, this might be ideal for you. And if you're a teacher who's got a student who's not interested in spending the next 4 years in college, this also may be a good fit. And for students who really do like the hardcore academics, there are these mandatory 5-year programs. The Cal Grant will actually pay for that 5th year at specified programs. These are usually your M-type programs: architecture, engineering, nursing, that sort of thing. And they're very specific programs at certain schools that will allow you to extend your Cal Grant benefits to pay for that additional 5th. So In other words, you all need some type of financial aid in order to make college feasible, at least for most of us. The way we do that is by applying for financial aid, the FAFSA or the California DREAM Act application, and that's going to, for the FAFSA filers, that's going to tell students whether or not they're going to receive any type of aid like this Pell Grant. And then that application is also going to be shared with the state so that we, the Student Aid Commission, can give you consideration for Cal Grant and any other types of grants as well. Even your colleges themselves have their own types of programs and financial aid, but we all use the same FAFSA or DREAM Act application programs. And lastly, of course, there are loans. We don't want to, encourage you to take loans if you're able to get grant money, which is always free. Grants do not need to be repaid. So definitely try to maximize your financial aid opportunities by getting as much grant money and scholarship money as possible. What's going to happen to the students in the room listening is that when you get to college, your college already knows, because you've input this information on your FAFSA or DREAM Act application, the college knows how much you're going to be receiving in either federal aid or state aid, and then they will also, if you're eligible, potentially award you some additional university money. But in addition, there are scholarships, because even with grants, you're likely not going to be able to make the entire tuition, you're not going to have the entire amount covered by grant money. So you're also going to need to supplement. You're going to package all of these types of aid that you get together. So scholarships is another good source of financial aid, and I'll show you some more information on how to link to some various types of private scholarship opportunities as well. So how are you going to apply for all these grants and aid? It's, again, I've mentioned before, through the FAFSA and the DREAM Act application. And if you're applying for the Cal Grant, you're also going to want to provide your GPA. That exception is with the Cal Grant C. A GPA is not required, but it is encouraged because you can get additional fees for that application. So just those two items, your FAFSA, your DREAM Act application, and that GPA will get you consideration for the Cal Grant. And for the seniors in the room, your high school is going to actually upload your GPAs to the Student Aid Commission automatically. But the year after you graduate from high school, we're still going to want that GPA one more time. And that year, you're going to have to request that yourself, because your high school is not necessarily going to upload that for you once you've left high school. So for the seniors who have already submitted your application, back to stage, I congratulate you. For those of you who don't know, the application for the FAFSA and the DREAM Act application opened up on October 1st, and the deadline, the very, very last day you can get these applications in and still be given award consideration, is March 2nd. So congratulations to those of you who've already done that. For those of you who still need to do it, or maybe you did submit it but you have additional questions or you want to make a correction, you can actually go to this Cash for College website and do a zip code search within a certain mile radius, and you'll be populated with a list of free workshops with financial aid experts on hand to help you go through the applications one-on-one, and we will get that application submitted with the goal of doing that the same day. This is a really, really great resource. There are organizations out there that will charge lots of money to complete your FAFSA or DREAM Act application for you, but there's no need to pay money to do that because these workshops are absolutely free. So the last couple slides here, I'll leave you with some resources. First, I mentioned the scholarship opportunities. So in addition to the grant money, the scholarships are typically from private organizations, and students are going to need to actually pursue those opportunities on their own. And you can do that by starting here with some of these websites listed, and then also talk to your financial aid office on campus. There are lots of organizations that will give scholarship money, maybe through your parents' employers. That's exactly how one of my cousins got some of his college paid for. His father was a longline fisherman through the Fishermen's Association, and he was able to get some of that financial aid money through his father's organization as a member of the Long Island Fishermen's Association. So definitely pursue those avenues. And then also for the seniors in the room and teachers who are listening in, Fund Your Future magazine is a really good resource for, it's got senior planning pages on there, and then it's also got additional resources in the back of the book. But this is available in both English and Spanish by download through this website, fundyourfuture.org. And for the teachers or maybe even counselors who might be listening in, once our 17-18 version of this magazine is available in print, you can actually go to the csac.ca.gov homepage and request these to be shipped to your school free of charge, and you can use these for your financial aid nights or keep them in your classroom. So I'll show you what the last page of this magazine looks like, because over here on the right-hand side, there are lots and lots of great resources for you. So definitely download this or order these. And lastly, I just wanted to leave you with our phone numbers. The institutional support line is for you teachers. The student support line, obviously, for students in the room. And if any of you have any questions whatsoever about any of these state aid programs, don't hesitate to call us or email us. We're happy to answer your questions, and we want to continue to be a resource for you going forward. So at this point, if anybody has any questions, feel free to shout out, assuming that the mics are on. Yeah.
If any one of the callers has any questions, you should be able to unmute your mic and feel free to ask. And I will check around the classroom here if anyone. You can also ask your questions through chat. Are there any folks on the call that are teachers?
Could you put the phone number back up?
Sure.
I will be sharing the whole presentation with everyone, so if there's any websites or phone numbers that you missed, you'll get that through email tomorrow, if not tonight. You guys have any questions? I have one for Yvonne, and if anyone raise your hand if you guys have any. But Yvonne, are there such does the commission have? Is there such a thing as like a counselor or a hotline or a question line if a young person has questions?
Well, definitely the student support line. We're all trained representatives to answer any and all questions about state aid programs.
So that student support
not a counselor.
Yeah, okay, good. The 800 number. Good.
Yeah. And I see that Mary Elizabeth chatted a question. She asked, will students have to send official transcripts? Thank you for your question, Mary Elizabeth. No, students don't send transcripts. Instead, high school seniors are going to have their GPAs uploaded by the high schools themselves. And I mentioned earlier, if a student has left high school, meaning they graduated the year prior, we're still going to need that GPA from the high school. And the reason is because when the student applies the first year, they haven't actually finished their senior year, and so we don't have the senior grades. We're only using sophomore and junior grades that first year that they've applied. So the following year after high school graduation, we'll want that high school GPA one more time, because we're going to then have sophomore, junior, and senior grades on that GPA. And this is an official GPA that comes from the high school. And again, the difference is that the senior year, high schools do this on behalf of their students, but the year following, the high school is not necessarily going to do that automatically. So students will need to inquire with the high school and ask them to upload the GPA. And then Jonathan asks if you can add more than 10 to the FAFSA. My understanding is that no, the FAFSA caps that at 10 schools. However, what I can suggest is that after submitting your original 10 schools, you can do an update, and you would have a second transaction of the same FAFSA with additional schools listed, and that way all the schools that you've listed will get a copy of that FAFSA.
That's
you
great.
Would basically do that in 2 transactions.
Thank you.
You're very...
I am going to send, I see another question. We will send the PowerPoint to everyone, as I said. And our timeline is such that I think we want to move now to Peter, our other presenter. If there are any questions still for Yvonne, though, feel free to type them into the chat box, and we'll follow up with any unanswered questions. That goes for Peter as well. Any questions that come up during the show. So Yvonne, thank you very much.
Thank you, folks, and good luck to everybody in your futures.
Thank you so much. And with that, Peter, I'm going to go back to making myself the presenter, and I want to share the slide I created with your picture because you're such a handsome man.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
There we go. And there we are. So, Peter, if you sent it, I apologize. I didn't get a short bio. Would you tell us what your background in your world is all about in your career?
Yeah, happy to do that. So my name is Peter Kavadeles, and I actually work for Ogilve Public Relations, and we are the agency on record for the last 7 years for the I Can Afford College Financial Aid Awareness campaign. I hold a bachelor's degree in business with an emphasis in marketing, and I've been with Ogilve Public Relations for the last 7 years, where we kind of specialize in public affairs and public relations work for a variety of state government clients.
Great. Well, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pass the wizard stick to you, whatever we call it when we're doing this. I'm going to make you the presenter, and kaboom. Here we go.
All right. And share my screen. And I'm just getting my slideshow up. All right. Can everybody see which screen are they seeing? Are they seeing the main, or are they seeing the one with the notes?
I'm seeing notes.
Okay, let me do this real quick then. There we go. There we go. Should be working good?
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. So again, my name is Peter Kavadeles. I'm with Ogilve Public Relations, and we are the agency on record for I Can Afford College. And what is I Can Afford College? Well, we are a statewide initiative that is a financial aid awareness initiative that's sponsored by the California community colleges. The purpose of the campaign is to educate current and prospective students about the year-round availability of financial aid at California's 114 community colleges. So we are actually funded through Proposition 98, and we started back in the 2003-2004 academic year due to the fee increase concerns that were taking place at the California community colleges. And again, we are directed and managed by the California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office. Yes. Again, our key messages is to promote that California community colleges remain affordable. Financial aid is available to cover enrollment fees, help with other costs such as books, supplies, and sometimes even the rent. And what we also provide is financial aid professionals are available to help provide one-on-one assistance. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I start to go through what is the backbone of our campaign, which is the ICanAffordCollege.com website that launched in July 2004. Some of the key features on the website is that we are multilingual. We have the site in English and in Spanish and now in Chinese. We just translated the site into Chinese this last year. What we also provide is the kind of a one-stop resources for everything about financial aid. So we provide basically the current and prospective students with valuable financial aid information, and we try to connect them locally to get to receive free one-on-one assistance with the application process. So if we go through the website, we have a step-by-step procedure on how to apply, and you can see right up there the enter your zip code, which is actually on every single page, mostly every page that we have on the far right, that you are able to enter your zip code, and you'll be able to get pulled up into the closest college to you, but not only the closest college, but also the closest financial aid office on that campus, along with the contact number to reach those that campus. We understand that the campuses tend to be impacted in their financial aid offices, and a lot of the questions you may have could be answered over the phone rather than having to go into the actual financial aid office itself. What we also provide is financial aid information, as I was talking about before. So frequently asked questions, some myths, some facts, eligibility, the various types of financial aid, a lot of them that Yvonne just presented to you guys today. But also one of the things that we do is, since we are funded through the California community colleges themselves, we actually provide the ability for the campuses to promote their upcoming workshops in your guys' areas. So for instance, if there is a workshop coming up, you can actually type in your zip code and it will showcase all of the upcoming workshops in a particular radius. And you can identify what radius that is between 5 and 100, 150 miles. So you can actually get a lot of information from these workshops, and some of them are very timely in terms of the Cal Grant deadline. And other than them, a lot of them are monthly workshops that are available to help students, because again, financial aid is available year-round for students to be able to apply. One of the things that we also provide is information about financial wellness, information for DREAM Act students through AB 540, as well as information for veterans and the unemployed. We also link you on the helpful websites, including on how to apply now, the links to the online applications, again, the financial aid office locator, and important dates and deadlines that you should know about. This information is updated year-round, so anything new that does come about, we always want to provide that information on our website. A little bit about the community colleges themselves, we provide that information on here. Through this part of the page, we also provide you with some student success videos and some inspirational videos so you can see some of the successes students have had in terms of going to California Community College, as well as receiving financial aid to help them along the way. Another one of the items that we have on here is Salary Surfer, which allows you to, it's a little application that helps you find salary information for different career fields. So if you're interested in a variety of different fields to see how much that may end up helping you down the line financially, you can actually compare and contrast how much the medium wages, the maximum wages, all of that information is helpful through Salary Surfer. We also have a helpful link section that kind of steers you into the right direction of the websites to go to that are there for your assistance and not just there to kind of spam you or try and do for-profit websites. So for the students, or for the faculty that's on the line, one of the things that we actually also have on our website is a campaign materials section, where you can actually click on campaign materials and register for free to obtain a variety of items. So we have a lot of collateral materials, not only for the I Can Afford College campaign, but as well as for the career education campaign, which I'm going to actually talk about right after this, along with the Associate Degree for Transfer campaign. These materials range from items like backpacks to Post-it notes to pens, all the way to informational pieces like brochures about the full-time student success grant, information about brochures for the DREAM Act, brochures for veterans, brochures for foster youth. We always just want to provide as much resources available. We also provide other materials like t-shirts as well as wristbands, but all of those materials are free for faculty to order. You can order up to one order a month, but we're also there to provide you with additional materials such as videos, audio ads, digital web banners. We do social media content. We have a very robust activity on our social media channels, which I'll put those up on here. But we also do a lot of other things out there to get this information about our website and about the financial aid availability. So with the I Can Afford College campaign, we actually we've partnered with over 100 plus community-based and faith-based organizations throughout the year. We also do plan workshops in the areas that they're requested. So in many cases, we'll have our partners or local school districts ask if we can participate, similar to this, but with actually a financial aid representative with us to be able to provide a little bit of a training on how to apply for financial aid and help answer any questions. We also do outreach events where we're in the communities at a variety of events, either large and or small. And we also do a quarterly newsletter where we provide great information that's a little bit more timely to provide them with actual great financial aid information that they may not know about. Some of our key time frames is obviously the Cal Grant deadline, March 2nd. The It's Not Too Late deadline to inform students that although Cal Grant is passed, you still have the opportunity to apply for financial aid. April tends to be our big time because we have our Financial Aid Awareness Month in the month of April. We tend to have a lot of workshops taking place at that time. We also run a wonderful sweepstakes through iHeart Communications that we have done now for the last, I think it's the last 7 years. But we are doing another sweepstakes this year. The prizes range. Most of the time, we're right around a $5,000 scholarship to help pay for your, again, college fees, hopefully, and your tuition and your college fees, as well as to help with books and supplies. We have given away a car before, so this is still in development right now, but we will be promoting this through our website. We will also have weekly prizes that we do. Sometimes it's a fun activity. In the past, we've done video submissions. We've done scavenger hunts on our website. So just stay tuned to the I Can Afford College website to learn more, but our contest normally runs between the April and May timeframe. And then our other big timeframes is the high school graduation, which tends to be around mid-May through June, and then apply early for most aid, which is obviously the early FAFSA timeframe now of October 1st. A lot of you may have heard our ads. We have ads running year-round during these key time frames on the radio as well as digitally, and then we also have ads running through Univision in the April timeframe, so on television as well. A little bit more about how to connect with us. Our campaign website obviously is icanaffordcollege.com, but as I mentioned before, we're very active on our social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. So what I want to talk about next, though, is we are also not only the agency on record for the I Can Afford College Financial Aid Awareness Campaign, but we are also the agency on record now for the California Career Education Campaign. And for those that don't know what the Career Education Campaign is, we want to give, essentially, let students know about the hands-on practical training opportunities that are available at all 114 campuses. So for us, the main purpose of this campaign is to define and raise awareness among students and their influencers and our key stakeholders about the variety of career pathways available through career technical education programs at California community colleges that can lead to good paying jobs. We want to increase the awareness and engagement by working with our local businesses as well as our union leaders to be able to get this information out there. What a lot of students don't know is that their local community college offers more than 200 career programs in a variety of fields, including advanced manufacturing, digital media, automotive technology, architecture, animal science, aviation maintenance, biotechnology, business finance, culinary arts, cyber security, enterprise, fire and emergency response, landscaping, architecture, web programming, welding technology, just to name a few. So there are a variety of opportunities that are available at your local community college that you may not know about that we want to make sure students are aware so that they can explore and learn and really want to get hands-on career training experience, educated and taught by those that actually work in those fields. So our website is californiacareereducation.com. And on here, you'll be able to go ahead and explore the variety of career opportunities that are available to you. We just launched this site our campaign actually launched in July. So this is a fresh site. Again, we are wanting to promote the more than 200 different career programs that are available. On here, you can be able to go and explore the various career opportunities. Along with Salary Surfer, we also have on here our Here to Career mobile app, where you can take a quick quiz to find out about your career path. Like, what are you most interested in? It helps you kind of learn a little bit more. Mixed with Salary Surfer, you can see how much money or what your income could be down the line as well. So one of the tidbits to note is that, in looking at some recent data and studies, it showed that by 2020, 65% of all jobs in the US will require training beyond high school. And career education is a smart and affordable way to get the practical skills that students need to compete in today's fast changing job market. again, I want to note that the classes that are being taught are by industry experts who have worked in these fields. You won't be sitting in the lectures, you will be gaining hands-on experience when you are participating in a career education training program and obtaining your certificate, as well as, again, just really desire what you want to do with your aspirational goals in life. Career training is there. And again, there are a variety of opportunities for students to be able to learn about. And again, it's all about the hands-on experience for students. Students really want to get be entertained when they're learning, and this is one of the paths that is great for it. Again, students can be able to find their nearest college, and they can learn about what career education programs are available in their area. In many cases, there are some particular areas that have certain programs that others may not, but it's based off of the regional atmosphere of it. And then we also link you to cccapply.org, which is how you can actually apply to go to college. We want to make sure that students aren't just visiting our site, but are also going to apply to college. And we link you guys to cccapply.org as well. That is pretty much it for me. So I just want to thank you guys for letting me talk about I Can Afford College and talking about the California Career Education Campaign. And if there are any questions, I am happy to answer them right now.
Well, I'm looking around the classroom. Is there one question? I have a couple of questions that I think might be kicking around in their heads, or there may be questions that the answers will be helpful to our students here. But one is, what do you find, Peter, are some common either myth? I saw a link on one of your pages. There are myths and there, I'm guessing certain problems or that students encounter or challenges that they have that maybe what is like. Do you have a tip or a piece of advice that you think is important, whether it be to make sure you complete your applications or that you sign up early or anything at all? What are some of the pitfalls that they encounter? Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of times students, they feel like they assume that they don't qualify because of one thing or another. Maybe it's my parents make too much money. Only students with good grades get financial aid. I'm too old to get financial aid. The form is too hard to fill out. And all of that is really something that why we created the I Can Afford College campaign, was to break through those walls and break through those barriers. There is no income cutoff to qualify for federal student aid. Many factors based on income, from the size of your family to the age of your older parents, are taken into account. But when you fill out your FAFSA, you're also automatically applying for funds from your state and funds and from your school as well. In fact, some schools won't even consider you for any other scholarships until you've actually submitted your FAFSA. So by not completing your FAFSA, you're kind of putting yourself in a hard place to try and apply for scholarships, because a lot of those are required to have that completed in order to apply for those scholarships. And again, the funds are there. The form, it's not as hard as students may think. It's actually easier than ever, especially you can obviously fill it out online. So one of the tips that I would always say is, you never know until you fill it out. And once you fill it out, then you'll actually see what financial aid you qualify for. If you don't do that, you're really putting yourself, again, into a hard place without actually knowing what you could get if you just go based off of what you assume would be the outcome by not applying.
Well, that's very helpful. Thank you. Never give up, you guys. Never give up. And everybody qualifies for something, and possibly combinations of things. I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, Peter. Thank you. I'm going to remind everyone that we have we have one more short presentation by Emily Barnett, and we're going to share this. If there are other questions, you'll be able to follow up with us, and I can get questions to both Yvonne and to Peter if you all have them as we move ahead. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Emily White. If I can get this screen to show. I confess I'm still learning how to use it.
Hi there, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. As you're getting that up, I'll just say a thank you to Peter and Yvonne.
Yeah.
I am really grateful for the ongoing partnership, and I learned a lot in those presentations, so I really appreciate you both taking the time. So, hi, everybody. I'm Emily White, and I manage STEM education and workforce development programs for PG&E. And we have been committed to helping young people from California succeed in their education and their careers for many, many years, and have contributed nearly $80 million just over the past decade to education programs. And a lot of those are focused on STEM-focused initiatives, as well as our diverse and underserved communities. So we're really happy to help get the word out about all of the programs we have available in those areas. I just wanted to do a quick shout out today for a scholarship program that launched on Friday. As Yvonne mentioned, sometimes grants won't cover the full cost of your tuition. So there are many, many scholarships available out there, and PG&E has about 200 of them that we would love to get in front of you. They come in two categories. One is our STEM scholarships, and that is focused on some very specific careers that reflect some of PG&E's open careers. So we've got careers in environmental science, engineering, computer science, cybersecurity that we're looking to fill over the next 5 or 10 years. So we've got scholarships available for those of you that are interested in pursuing those majors at California colleges. We also have scholarships from our employee resource groups, and these are groups that support the diversity within PG&E and out in our community. And we have about 10 of those groups, and they range from supporting the Asian community to the African American community. There's the Pride Network that supports the LGBT community, Access Network for individuals with disabilities, a Women's Network. The list goes on and on. So there are a lot of various groups that are here within PG&E supporting folks from all kinds of communities, and they fundraise and employees donate to be able to support those scholarship programs. So it's a really cool program. You can access all of it at pge.com/scholarships, and you'll find all of the various criteria to apply. So they opened on Friday, and the last day to apply is February 5th. So please help us spread the word. You can download a flyer that you can share from that same website, pg.com/scholarships. And Barry and I also have that information that we'd be happy to pass along. So help us spread the word. And for the students listening, please take a look, and we hope you'll apply. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Emily. We are going to be sending the flyer out, the links out to everyone. If you're in a big hurry, you can remember to just go to pg.com/scholarships. But I promise you, everyone on the call will receive the information you need for not just the scholarships program, but for all of the information that was presented by Peter and Yvonne earlier. So lots of good resources. And, if you don't yourself have someone in your household that's looking for the scholarship or any of the other the financial aid packages or anything else, the chances are you know somebody that does. And this is really important. These are really important resources, I think. The only thing left to go before we sign off is drum roll. We are giving away, thank you for the drum roll, you guys. We're giving away a kilowatt meter, and again, my screen is not keeping up. What I'm seeing on my screen is not showing up on the presentation. But a kilowatt meter is a fabulous device that you plug into the wall, and it tells you how much electricity a lamp or a stereo or a television or a crock pot or anything else that plugs into it, how much energy that device is using. And if you go around the house with this thing or around the classroom, you can do some really great investigation on where your energy is going and find ways to save money and to use less electricity, which is good for the planet and good for everybody else. And so I've drawn some names here, and if they're still on the call, you're going to be the winner. Phyllis Colson. Phyllis Colson, are you on the call? Let's see. Phyllis Colson.
I'm here.
Oh, Phyllis, congratulations, Phyllis. Did you know that you're the big winner?
Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks. I just heard it.
Okay, we're going to get you out.
My kids are excited too. We're all watching it.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to apologize for the weirdness. Sometimes I have trouble getting the slides on my screen to show through the GoToMeeting tool, and I apologize for that. You guys will all get a fresh presentation, both the slideshows that we used and a video of the webinar that'll have the audio so that you can hear what Peter was saying, what Emily was saying, and what Yvonne was saying, and what I was saying. The last slide that is not projecting for you is that you'll be receiving these things in email. And our next topic in January, how to conduct a classroom energy audit. We think we're going to be in Stockton at the fabulous Pacific Gas and Electric Energy Training Center with a teacher and a former student from our Energy Academy, Nathan Ahmed. And we'll be looking at tools, and we'll be looking at ways that students like you guys right here at Watsonville High School can do energy audits around your campus, or take those tools home and do energy audits at home and save a lot of money and save the planet. So with that, I want to thank Sarah Rowe, the teacher, all the students here, and all the teachers that are on the call, and our guests. Thank you.